Alright, so I was doing some more research for my reverse flash top speed video, which is still coming by the way. I'm just making sure my math is right on it. When I happened to notice a bunch of people apparently still have the exact same question about Eobard Thawne in season 1 of The Flash. How did the reverse flash lose his powers? And apparently this is still a thing people are trying to figure out, even up until somewhat recently. I mean, a lot of people are tossing around a bunch of theories, some are close to being correct, others are kind of off course. So before I get into how fast the CW reverse flash is, I thought we should probably go back in time and figure out why exactly he lost his powers at the Allen house in the first place. Alright, so here's the scene when we first get an idea on how Eobard lost his speed.
Gideon, what's happening to me?
Your latest time jump against the Flash caused a massive drain on your powers. Your cells contain no trace of the speed force.
That's impossible.
Your ability to move at super speed as well as travel in time has been completely depleted.
Seems pretty straightforward, right? He drained his own powers going back to the past like he did. Problem solved. Well, not exactly. That's just a misunderstanding a lot of the fans have made based off a vague line. Besides, if that was the case, then what happened to the Barry Allen from Eobard's timeline? Wouldn't he have collapsed like Eobard did? The writers haven't revealed whether or not Barry's generating the Speed Force like in the comics, so for all we know, he's just connected to it like every other speedster. So why weren't his powers taken away when he jumped back in time? He jumped back just as far as Eobard did. Well, that's because time traveling in and of itself didn't take away anyone's powers. Reverse Flash actually lost his powers because of a combination of his dramatically changing the timeline and because he was left behind in the new timeline he created by the last Speed Force link to his original timeline. A little confusing, I know, but hold on, let me explain. First off, we need to establish what timelines we're working with. Back before Barry Allen outran tidal waves, created Flashpoint, or anything like that, there were only two different timelines. One where Barry became a superhero in the year 2020, and a second timeline that Eobard Thawne created when he traveled back in time and killed Barry's mom. Now, both timelines are connected to this one night, with majorly different outcomes. One where Barry's mom isn't dead, and one where she was murdered by the Reverse Flash. It's because Eobard killed Barry's mom, significantly changing the course of history and keeping Barry from becoming the same Flash that Eobard fights in the future, that he disrupted his own connection to the negative Speed Force, more on this later. That's why we see him throughout the first season mentioning that his speed is unstable and he can't maintain it for longer than brief periods of time.
I'm not stabilizing. I can't hang on to my speed. It comes and goes and I cannot control it.
In a way, Eobard murdering Nora Allen actually cut off both his and his new timeline's connection to the Speed Force by keeping Barry from being the Flash as history originally intended. But wait, if that's the case, then why didn't his speed come back once Barry became the Flash in 2014? Because, hypothetical viewer, everything wasn't exactly the same as it was when Eobard traveled back in time. He killed Harrison Wells and Tess Morgan, changing the timeline even more, forced Barry to become the Flash even sooner than it originally happened, and influenced a lot of his decision making and training. That last part is especially important because when Barry first starts his superhero career, he's really slow. Like really slow. For a Flash anyway. Check out my other video if you want to know how slow he actually was back when he first started out. Now if Eobard's speed is connected to Barry like in the comics, again more on this later, then Barry would need to be running at high enough speeds in order to generate Eobard's own powers. Really the only way Eobard could have kept his speed was if he failed at killing Child Barry and just went home. After changing around so much of his and Barry's histories, I'm surprised Eobard didn't accidentally erase himself from the timeline or something. Alright, so Eobard corrupted his connection to the Speed Force, more than it already is. But why didn't he lose his powers immediately right then and there? Because this guy was still hanging around. You see, in the comics, Reverse Flash utilizes something called the negative Speed Force when he runs, rather than the regular Speed Force. It's basically the opposite of the Speed Force, eating away at the Speed Force's own energy while also using it as a power source. Without the Speed Force, the negative Speed Force can't exist. And even though we haven't been told whether or not this is actually a thing in the Flareoverse, we do have an implication that the negative Speed Force exists, since Eobard mentioned before that his powers are the reverse of Barry's, meaning that their powers are connected in some currently unexplained way.
Your powers are almost exactly like those of the Flash.
Oh, I'm not like the Flash at all. Some would say I'm the reverse.
Now, normally Eobard doesn't have to be in the same timeline or time period or whatever that Barry's in order to have access to his super speed. We know that because of how we see his current self messing around through time in Legends of Tomorrow. The difference here is that Eobard just damaged his connection to his speed. The only reason the effects weren't felt immediately was because the guy his powers are connected to was practically right next to him most of the time. Once Barry left the new timeline Eobard created, he and the negative Speed Force were cut off from a strong connection to the regular Speed Force. He only started getting his his speed back once Barry became the Flash in 2014, but because Barry wasn't moving at a high enough speed, and because he changed history so drastically, his connection to his powers was damaged beyond meaningful repair, which, funny enough, also made him slower than he normally is, but that's a topic I'll get into in my top speed video. So there you have it, guys. That's my take on this whole thing. Eobard lost his powers simply because he altered the timeline and because he got left behind by his timeline's Barry Allen. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you have your own theories on how the Reverse Flash lost his powers, let me know in the comments down below. Also, I had a giveaway going on all last month. I already picked the winner and I already messaged them on Twitter, but I never got a response. So Derpy, if you still want the year of PS Plus or Xbox Live, let me know down below in the comments. Otherwise, if I don't hear back from you by the end of the week, I'll have to pick another winner. But anyway, thank you guys again, and I'll see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to click that like button, maybe leave me a comment while you're at it, and go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out any of my social media pages. I've got a Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. All those links are going to be in the description below. And I've also got my last video right there in the middle of your screen. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and click it, check it out. Alright, and I will see you all next time.